Hey, welcome to Living High, Wild, and Free. My name's Tyler Bryan, and this is my retriever Remy, and we're doing something special for this episode. We're doing a 72-hour hunting special. So for 72 hours, I'm just going to be being a bum, living out of my truck, and hunting the prairies of Saskatchewan. Oh my god, your breath stinks! Oh! It's terrible! Were you eating anchovies or what? Oh! Welcome back to Living High, Wild, and Free. So we are starting our 72-hour challenge, and my main focus for these next 3 days is going to be cranes. So that's the goal. I've been scouting now for a couple hours anyways, and I did find a field that has lots of crane in it. I'm going to estimate roughly 400 to 500 birds. I'm lining up this hunt for tomorrow morning. So a little tip for maybe somebody that doesn't migratory bird hunt a lot, that typically with game birds, they will roost in the evening and midday, and then spend the early morning and late afternoon in a field feeding. Or if it's like ducks, they'll be in an area for feeding, and they'll typically travel somewhere else to roost at night. So what these cranes are doing are roosting in a nearby shallow lake, and they're migrating just locally to a field, and typically they're fairly habitual. Now anybody that has any experience field hunting knows that birds will on occasion just pick a different field the next day for whatever reason. I think it has something to do with wind, or it could just be that they had already eaten all the feed right out of the field. I have no idea, honestly. I really wish I did so I could plan for it, but I do find that wind seems to be a factor, so I usually like to see, okay, it's similar wind in the evening as it'll be in the morning. My chances are pretty good that the birds are going to show up and be in that same field the next day. Hopefully. You never know, there's no guarantees. Well, that is signifying the end of the evening right there. I don't know if you can hear that, but there is a whole lot of cranes right behind me going over to their roost. So I'm glad I stuck around, hung out, and just watched the birds, because they ended up going to a different area of the field. So I would have set up in an area that they've probably already have fed. Oh wow, these birds are going to come right over. So I'm going to head to camp and get some food and get to sleep. It's going to be an early morning. All right, we are at camp. Got some dinner in the belly. Remy's all tucked in here, wondering why I got a light in his face. And sorry I skipped on basically all my setup and everything like that. Just a surprise happened right at the end of light, and just made me run a little late. So I ate some dinner and got all my sleeping stuff out and got it all squared away here. I do have a bit of surprise for the morning, but I'm gonna get some sleep. It's gonna be an early one, so stay tuned. There's a change of plans. Hey, good morning. It is way too early o'clock, and this lighting is making it look like the Blair Witch Project. All right, sweet. So I am standing out in the middle of the field next to a stinky wetland, and there is no other place I'd rather be, because last night I was scouting and found a field that's got close to 3,000 mallards on it, and some speckle bellies and some cranes. So I'm excited, Remy's excited. I don't even know where he is. He's running all around, just pumped. And so what I'm doing right now is just finding some good cover along this wetland to then set up some decoys around. So I think that's really critical, finding some good cover before getting all set up and putting all the time into setting decoys up. So for the viewers that maybe aren't so familiar with waterfowl hunting, is that basically I went out and scouted. So I went out and found an area where the birds are, and what I'm trying to do is recreate that scene basically. So like I'm using my memory to put out decoys, like replicas of waterfowl, to essentially trick the birds into coming into shooting range. So that's the gist of what I'm doing. But first off, I need to find cover. So I need to find good cover where we can hide. It's gonna be myself and two buddies this morning with two dogs, two retrievers. So it should be a great morning. I'm really excited about it. Let's get to it. Go ahead, take them. Good job, guys. Holy crap! Jeez Louise, what happened?
It landed right next to us.
Holy gosh. You alright?
Uncock the gun, open the gun.
Jeez Louise, got a little excited there, huh?
You okay? I'm fine. I knew that was going to be a problem with that. Well, where's that bird at? I don't know. It landed right here. Oh, here it is, better than a doornail. Well, it landed on me.
No way.
Remy, take. Over here. Oh, good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Get back. Oh, good boy. Catch. Come on. Drop.
Oh, right over your head, right over your head. Nice, good job. Yeah, go ahead, take them. Holy moly.
Damn
Remy, fetch! Whoa! Hey! Fetch!
Boy! Good dog. I don't want to get muddy.
Trip! Good boy! Get back! We had a really great morning. The weather was beautiful. We did get some birds. The birds weren't working super well, but we got some birds out of the deal and just had a really fun time all around. And Remy did just spectacularly. I'm really happy with all of his retrieves that he did, and it's just such a joy watching him work and working with him. And to me, that was the highlight of the morning for sure. And now it's time to, put away our harvest and take a nap, because both him and I are tuckered out. Huh? Hello? Hey, wakey wakey, sleepy pants. Huh? Oh gosh, you're so sleepy. All right, the sun is kind of setting, sort of. You can kind of see it in the camera there, but I thought I'd show you my camping setup. It's actually really simple. I just have a propane stove, little propane tank down there. That's all my hunting gear in there. There's the blind and the decoys, fresh water, got 5 gallons, also have a gallon in there. Remy and I go through a little over a gallon every day. So this should be good enough for about 4 days or so. Got tons and tons of food. This is where I also store the stove and the propane tank. It just kind of cluttered because I'm a messy person. And then cold storage in the cooler. I like to actually make my coffee when I have an early morning. I always make it in advance, so like I do it the night before. So I'm just making some coffee here. Really simple setup with the pour over, but it makes a really good cup of coffee, which is important to me. And I always like to have a hot drink or two at night. It's actually really mild out right now. Whew, that is bright. Yeah, it's actually a really mild night. The winds have switched and come out of the south, and so it's blowing in a lot of warm weather. Yeah, I also like to just camp as close as I can to the field, because I don't like waking up early in the morning. So literally the field's right over there. I'm just pulled off on the side of the road, like just an old abandoned road that goes to nowhere now. Yeah, I from my setup last night that you can see, I'll just take all that out, probably just throw it on top of my truck or something, and then I'll throw a air mattress down with a sleeping bag, and that's how I sleep at night, and it works out really well. It's actually a really good setup. I like it. What I like about it is that I'm very mobile, so I can move where the birds are at, and I can stay, you know, with them rather than being restricted to, you know, say needing to go back to my house or maybe a hotel or something like that. I can just be right where the birds are at. And sure, there's some inconveniences, but I also just enjoy it, like, especially when the weather's this beautiful. Like, later in the season, it starts to get not so much fun, like when it's starting to get down to, you know, the teens. You got the high winds and snow. That's not the best. Then I usually bring out my canvas tent, and then I can stay warm at night, and that's much better. So yeah, that's the setup. It's very simple, not luxurious whatsoever, but it works. I stay comfortable, and I really do enjoy it. I mean, it is a lot of work. I mean, when I get done after hunting for 3-4 days or whatever, I am tired and Remy's tired, but it's all in good fun, and we really enjoy it. So that's gonna end it for tonight. I'm just gonna go to sleep, drink some hot drinks, and that's going to be about it. So hopefully the morning it's going to pan out. I have high hopes for it. You just never know. There's no guarantees. So stay tuned. Shooting time has started and I forgot earplugs. Good thing nature can provide. Times like these, I really wish I had my gun on me. Holy moly. And I just got spotted. Well, that was cool, huh, Remy? Holy moly. And they just keep on coming. Alright, come on, buddy. Right here, buddy. Drop. Good boy. So a large number of the birds are set up on the other side of this field, and so now all the birds that are coming off the roost over here, like these guys, are just flying right by me. I think we're gonna move to the other side of this wetland here and just try to pass shoot them as they're, oh, these guys are turning around. Eric, are you gonna set up over there, or?
No, I'm just gonna. It seems like they were making noises like they didn't like it, so I took my decoys down.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what was up. They didn't like it. I heard them about 3 times or something. They came over and were doing weird sounds. So.
Oh, yeah. They just didn't like something, huh?
It's tough with the wind. With them riding the wind.
Yeah, they're moving quick. Oh, we got some birds coming in over here. They actually might decoy.
You pass in front of you mostly, or?
Most of them are coming like this, and then yeah, they'll kind of skirt the wetland. Like the ones that I just shot at are kind of unusual, but they actually came over the wetland here. So
I don't want to bogart, but do you want to go over there and else, or you? Because
you can set up right on the corner there if you want.
Okay.
Yeah, I already have 3 birds, so
okay, good.
yeah, you can take over. Gosh. We got 3 coming overhead, Eric. Right over your head. Right over top.
Didn't have shells in my gun. What one? Oh, thanks.
Got a big flock maybe coming in here. Remy, get back. Drop. Oh, good boy. Good boy. Wow. Wow, such a good boy. Such a good boy. Well, that just about does it for this morning. We had to hightail it out of the field because the landowner decided that he wanted to start spraying herbicide in the field while we were out there. So we had to get the heck out of there real fast. But luckily we had our limit already. I got 4 birds and my partner Eric got 5. I did wound 1, so I counted that towards my daily limit, which was, it was just a fantastic morning. What do you think about it, Eric?
I've never seen so many crane in a field in all my life. It was there was more crane in that field than in that whole. It was about a mile and a half by a mile, I think, approximately, and there must have been
over 5,000 crane in there. Maybe it's so hard to count them. There could have been 10,000 for all I know, but it was a spectacle. It was just a, in all the years I've hunted crane for probably 20 years down in the States, in North Dakota. And this is the most crane I've ever seen in a field. It was amazing.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Just an incredible morning for sure. And then we woke up to northern lights, like, and it wasn't just like you know, like radioactive haze on the ground or up in the air. It was like they were actually dancing and moving around in the sky. It was quite incredible. So we are really blessed to be able to be out in nature at this time of year, and the weather's been unbelievable. Like, it's actually too warm, and that's why we're kind of rushing to clean birds right now, because it is getting hot already. It's already, I think it's only about 10 o'clock in the morning, and it's already very warm. Interesting tidbit about Eric is he's actually the one that got me into crane hunting. He's the godfather of cranes, I would say. I've never met anybody more knowledgeable about the behavior of cranes. I kind of feel like I'm out here with a mad scientist, like a PhD in sandhill cranes. So it's a real pleasure to hunt with them as well. All right, we are all gassed up, napped up, and ready to rock. We're looking for one more field to hunt in the morning, so I'm going to go out once again and scout, drive all around with Remy and I, and just see where the birds are going. I know where some roosts are, so where the birds are spending the midday time just hanging out, and now I'm going to go find where they're feeding. So tomorrow morning I can set up in that spot, and hopefully the birds will come back in the same area anyways. And yeah, that's the plan. One last hunt. Unfortunately, Eric had to go home, so he won't be joining us for another hunt, but sure was fun this morning with him. So it'll just be Remy and I. So stay tuned. It should be a lot of fun. I know there's a ton of crane in the area, so I'm really excited to see where they start to group up and to try to line up a hunt, and yeah, we'll go from there. All right, the sun is almost set. Luckily I found another field, because when I went back to the one that I initially found, the cranes had moved out to the center of the field, and I didn't feel confident that I could get good enough cover to, you know, trick them into coming in close enough into gun range. So I did find another field. It's got a ton of crane in it. I'm guessing 1,500, maybe 2,000 cranes in one field, like one quarter section. It was packed. I mean, it was unbelievably packed, like how many cranes there were in the field. So I'm going to set up there. There's some decent cover, kind of where the cranes were, and it's in between where they were roosting and where they were in the field. So I think it should be good enough to get them to kind of come in to check out the decoys and hopefully get them within gun range. All right, that's kind of sort of better. I'm just gonna get ready for bed. I'm gonna make some coffee for the morning and get to sleep. I'm tired. I didn't get to take much of a nap today, and I've just been so pumped from all the cranes that are in the area and all the hunting opportunities and just all the amazing things that I've been seeing, like whooping cranes this afternoon. That was incredible. So yeah, but it's hitting me now and I am tired, so I'm gonna get to bed soon, and I'll see you in the morning. Got some cranes coming in here, maybe, possibly. There is a ton of cranes in the air, but they're not flying directly here. It's kind of worrying me that they might just decide to set up in a different field, which would be pretty typical of a crane. So we'll see here though. Well, before the sun came up, I was feeling really confident about this hunt. Especially after the success of yesterday, I was like, this is gonna be great. And that was my first mistake. Because for whatever reason, the birds don't really want to come back to this field. And this is true for really any migratory game bird, is they get up from the roost, and when they're in big enough numbers, they'll kind of all follow this, like, it's almost like a linear line, like literally within, 100 yards, they'll all fly within the same area, even though, they might be spaced out in time, like an hour apart from one another. Anyways, after those cranes rudely interrupted me, those birds will follow this linear line in the air. And typically, you can set up and be fairly... And typically, you can set up along that path line and be fairly confident that you'll at least harvest a few birds. But this morning, something interesting's happening where it's almost like they don't know where to go. They're spreading out. It did seem like a big number of them landed in a field, but then others are just kind of moving around aimlessly almost. And what's really interesting is that they know that they don't want to come here. It might be me. I am kind of out in the open. I'm honestly not taking it very seriously at this point, just because there's not a lot of birds in the area anyways. But for whatever reason, they're just kind of flying around aimlessly. Like, they know that they don't want to be here, so I think they're just trying to find a good feeding field to get some food for the morning. So it makes that pass shooting really difficult, setting up in between their roost and where they want to feed, since there's no consistency. Like, that's what I'm finding right here. Like, typically what I would do is move to a different area that has cover in it, somewhere in the general vicinity, and set up there, like say they were feeding on the opposite side of the field or something, and then just pass shoot them. Because decoying I don't think is going to happen today. But they're not being consistent like that, so it makes things pretty tough. I think I'm going to pack up here and just get out of here, and maybe try to set up on a pathway, and maybe do some pass shooting before I head back to my house. And because our 72-hour challenge is coming up pretty quick here, so alright, I'm gonna head out, get packed up, go get the truck. It's a beautiful morning. I'm not complaining at all, and we've been very successful. I'm just gonna try to adapt to the situation, because for whatever reason they do not want to be in this field, and so I don't want to be here either. So let's get the heck out of here. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, there's no birdies around, man. What the heck? We gotta get out of here. We gotta get roaming, man. We gotta get mobile. You gonna help me pick up the decoys? No, you're just gonna sit there and look cute? Alright, well, you do a good job of that. Literally, as I was picking up the decoys, a flock of a couple hundred crane gets up and starts heading this way. So that changed my opinion for now. I'm gonna keep my eye on it, on that flock, and yep, got some cranes overhead. They were right over top. And my gun jammed. Oh. No. Oh man. I really gotta clean this thing. It's starting to get dirty. It's starting to get dirty. It's very dirty. Oh man. Of course, the first shot doesn't go off. Well, I'm thinking one more cup of coffee, see if anything happens, and then I might just pack up. It's just not looking too good, you know? It's a beautiful morning, but those birds, they're being a little tricky today, so maybe another cup of coffee will bring me some luck though. And the northern lights were out again this morning, and I was just feeling so confident when I woke up. I was like, yeah, northern lights are out, I'm feeling good. And now I think I needed a reality check, that's for sure, because it's not working out how I thought it was at all. Well, I could sit out here all day and watch cranes fly and listen to them talk to one another. It's an incredible experience, but I think I should start packing up now. I am concerned about the meat that I have in my cooler right now. The ice is all melted, and right now it's fine because it's so cool, but in a couple hours it's going to be pretty warm out again. What an incredible experience it's been, and I hope it's come through in this film. If you thought so, then give it a like, and as always, keep living high, wild, and free. Are you ready to go home? Huh? No? You want to stay out all day? You just want to stay out here? I know, it's tempting. We gotta get that meat in the freezer, buddy. Yeah.